KaChava, VitaHustle One, Huel Black Edition, Athletic Greens AG1. Which one is best? Or more importantly, which one's best for you? I can help with that. So I'm going to throw a lot of different categories at you. Which one tastes the best? Which has the best texture, the best macros, the best price? And hopefully some of these categories are really going to stand out for you and help you make the best decision for you. And then at the end, I'll circle back and tell you which ones I would pick and which ones I enjoy the most. But first, let's summarize what these are all about real quick. It's important to understand the differences of these products. Now, 3 of these are what I consider nutritional shakes. VitaHustle One, AG1, and KaChava, they are all meant to nourish your body, to provide tons of nutrition to you so your body has lots of things it needs that it might not normally get, all in the convenience of a shake. They are all each slightly different in their calorie counts and how their macros are built out, but they are very nutritionally dense. Huel is the one that's a little different. This is Huel Black Edition, and I consider it more of a meal replacement. If you have a meal where you just know you can't eat healthy and you need enough calories to keep going and you want to feel satiated, that's where that's going to come in. It's 400 calories and it's going to give you enough to keep going, but it's not as nutritionally dense. It still has a lot of good stuff in it, but it's not quite like the others. So a little bit of a difference there. But let's get to the categories now. So we're gonna kick this off with texture, and this is not a ranking, this is just a personal preference. Do you want your shake a little bit on the thicker side or something that's thin, easy to drink, and you can get through quickly? Well, in number 4 on the thickest is Huel. It's the thickest drink, and sometimes you can tell there's just a little bit of texture to it. I think that certain things, maybe the coconut fibers or something, they hydrate and you can feel just a little bit of texture, where all the rest of them, no matter what, are very smooth. After that is KaChava. Now this one, depending on how much water to mix you put in, you can really control the thickness, but on its own, it can be a little bit thicker, nothing crazy, but thicker than the other 2. Next is VitaHustle One, and with this one, even if you use a lot of the mix compared to how much water you use, it still seems to stay pretty thin. So it's good at giving you a lot of nutrition without being thick if that's not what you want. And then we'll wrap it up with AG1, which is very thin. Basically like drinking flavored water, so very easy to go down if that's what you'd prefer. Moving on to taste, and this is a rankings based on my preferences, and in 4th, it's gonna be Huel. Now with this one, there are 2 flavors that I tried. They have a lot more. Cookies and cream, did not care for. Chocolate, I enjoyed. The sweetness is a little different. It's mostly made up of coconut sugars, which I expected it to taste like that, but it just doesn't. It's more of an artificial taste to me. It's not bad, I didn't hate it, but it is different, takes a little bit of getting used to. In 3rd is VitaHustle One, and I enjoyed this one. I could drink it on the regular if I needed to. This one, the sweetness is a little different to me as well, but very different than Huel. It's more of an alkalized chocolate taste, if that makes any sense, but it's just very different. It takes a little getting used to, but once I did, I enjoy it and I don't mind at all. And next is AG1, and this is very different than the rest because it's not a chocolate-like drink. It's more of a water drink with some flavors to it. A sweetness, a lemony taste, a little bit of a fruit taste, but in a watered down way that's very easy to drink, enjoyable, but you can get through quickly. So I did enjoy it for that. And in 1st for me is KaChava. I have had tons of KaChava and I still very much enjoy it. I am not burnt out. And I think one of the main reasons is they really nail the sweetness. It just feels real. It doesn't feel synthesized. It doesn't feel fake. It doesn't feel artificial. It's just a very good base flavor. So as you try the different flavors of KaChava, you notice they all have that same base flavor with hints of different things. And I just very much enjoy it. I can drink it all day long. My kids love it like crazy. It's a very tasty drink for most people. Moving on to how well they help you curb your hunger, and in 4th is AG1. It doesn't have a lot of calories, it doesn't have a lot of macros, it's not meant for that, it's not supposed to help you feel full. Next is VitaHustle One. Another one that doesn't have a ton of calories, it does have more than AG1, so it's gonna help some, but it doesn't really help you stay that full. It's more meant for nutrition and some protein, but it does help a little bit. In 2nd is KaChava, and this was very close to me with the Huel Black Edition. They are structured a little bit different. With KaChava, there is a lot of fiber. There is a good macro balance and a decent number of calories at, I believe, usually 240 calories, and it does help you feel full. Most comments say that they really feel like it helps a lot. Now, Huel, being designed more as a meal replacement, has 400 calories, so it has more going for it, but doesn't have as much fiber, so it's structured in a little bit different way. So I did give Huel the edge because it does have more calories to keep you going and help you get through to whatever your next meal is gonna be, but KaChava is right behind it. Next up is price, and this one can be a little bit misleading because you have to think about what you're getting out of these. Some of them are just nutritional drinks, some are meant for macros, and some do both. And if you're gonna get both out of the product, it's gonna cost a little bit more, and that is why KaChava is a little more expensive and puts it in at 4th place at $59.95 for 15 servings, which is about $4 per serving. In third is VitaHustle One, $39.95 for 15 servings at $2.66 per serving. Right next to it is Athletic Greens, $79 for 30 servings, which is $2.63 per serving. And in first, Huel Black, $85, but you get 34 servings, which is about $2.50 per serving. Now let's talk about variety. If you like one of these products, how many flavors are you gonna have to try and not get bored with just the one? Well, with AG1, there is only AG1, just that one flavor, so they come in fourth. Next up is VitaHustle. They have 2 flavors, then KaChava with 5 flavors, and then in first is Huel Black Edition. They have 10 different flavors. I've only tried 2. I am tempted to try more. Let me know if you want to see that video. It'd be a little bit of a pricey video to make, but I kind of want to do it. So let me know in the comments if you would like that, and if there's enough interest, I will do so. Next up is the net carbs of each of these products. I know a lot of people are trying to stay on lower sugar diets, and to be honest, I think every one of these is pretty low carb compared to what you might eat in a standard diet. But in fourth is KaChava with 18 net carbs per serving, Huel Black Edition in third with 16, VitaHustle One in second with 7, and then AG1 in first with only 4 grams of net carbs. But if you're looking to make sure you get plenty of protein out of one of these shakes, we're basically gonna flip that last list. In fourth is Athletic Greens with 2 grams per serving. In third is VitaHustle One with 20 grams. In second is KaChava with 25 grams. And then in first is Huel Black with 40 grams of protein per serving. So that wraps up my categories, but if I were to pick one of these, which would it be? Well, before I answer that, I want to point out that every one of these could be the perfect product for you because each of them fits a little bit of a different need. If you just want to get tons of nutrition, but you don't want the calories, you don't want the macros, AG1. If you do need the macros, you want the calories, and you don't need as much of the nutrition side, Huel Black Edition. Then you have KaChava and VitaHustle One in the middle of that, both nutritional powerhouses, but with different macro balances. If you just want a light amount of calories, or if you want something that's gonna help you feel full longer, give you fiber, and have a better, well-balanced macro. And with that, I can honestly say, depending on what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to achieve, what I want my diet to look like, I could find a reason to pick any one of these. But generally speaking, I would actually narrow it down to 2 of them, AG1 and KaChava. And the reason for this is I want to get that nutrition. I think a lot of our diets are lacking. I want to just try to get as much as I can, and both of these do a good job with that. But sometimes, depending on how my days went, I don't need more calories, and I want to be able to get all that nutrition without more calories, and AG1 is perfect for that. I don't necessarily need to buy it every month. I might buy a can, and I'm good for 3 or 4 months. It's just there for those situations. So don't think of this as an expense that you're just going to have to pay a ton for every month. On the other side is KaChava. I have drank a ton of this stuff, and there's 2 major reasons that I've stuck with KaChava. I love the macro balance, I love the nutrition, but it's also the most enjoyable. This stuff, the taste to me, the way it mixes, how smooth it is, it's just the most enjoyable. And I know I'm getting exactly what I want. I'm not getting too many calories, but I'm still getting fiber, I'm still getting nutrition. It offers a lot. So I'm gonna stick with KaChava. It's just too well balanced for me and too enjoyable. But again, any of these could be the right product depending on what you're trying to achieve. If you like this video, I have dedicated reviews for every one of these, and I will link one right here. The rest will be in the description down below, so do check those out. But to keep learning on ways to take back your health, consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and until next time, here's to a healthier you, and have a good one.